Yeah.
What interaction did Milton Friedman and Ludwig von Mises have?
It was pretty rugged. So they didn't like each other too much at all. As a matter of fact, another great story. The founding of the Mont Pelerin Society, which was it's now a huge swollen society of everybody to the right of Galbraith, I would say. But it started out with about a dozen people, of free market economists, basically, and scholars. And Mises and Friedman were at the founding, and Hayek and Rupke and people like that were the founding conference of the Mont Pelerin Society. It was called Mont Pelerin Society because it was held up on a mountaintop in Mont Pelerin in Switzerland. And anyway, apparently there's one great story. I've heard about 4 or 5 different versions of what actually happened there. So, it's a little, but Mises was aghast at the social philosophy being spread there because, Friedman, for example, was in favor of a negative income tax. In those days, a progressive income tax to boot. And many of the other people there were also. And finally, at one point, I think it was on a tax question. I think it was the idea of progressive income tax. Mises got sore and flung his pencil down the table and said, "You're all a bunch of socialists," and walked out. And Friedman likes to tell his story as an attack on Mises and showing what an extreme doctrinaire dogmatist he was. I blotted my own copybook with Friedman many years ago, and he told this story at an Austrian economics conference, by the way. He was invited to be the keynote speaker for some reason which I could never fathom, Friedman. And since he's very strongly opposed to it. Anyway, he told a story about how terrible dogmatic Mises was. And when he said, "You're all a bunch of socialists," I applauded. Of course, Friedman then denounced me from the pulpit as being typical sort of person he hated and that sort of stuff. And our relations have not been very warm since then. So they did not get along very well at all. That's, I think, the upshot.